let's just get into it. Here's how I train my AI tools so that they actually sound like me. They feel like a real extension of me, Katie. And through that, I'm able to increase my productivity, create more content, work way less hours doing it, and therefore reach more people, have more meaningful conversations, help more people do all those things, as opposed to all the naysayers out there who are like, oh, if you use AI, you're going to sound like everyone else. I've heard people say crazy things like, you don't deserve to make money if you're using AI in your business. Like, no. So this training is for service providers, coaches, med spas, like tanning salons, whatever. If you work with people, whether it's just you or you have a team, this is how you can take your brand, your voice, especially if you started it as yourself and you've amplified it and grew a team around you. This is how you can take that, templatize it without losing your personal touch, your connection, what makes you you, so that either you can create more content faster or your team can create content that sounds and feels just like you. And you no longer have to deal with, oh, I know that person over there wrote it because it just sounds like them, and have that like that little thing that just drives you crazy. So I'm going to share my screen. Most of you who are watching this right now, it's probably because you already bought our workbook. So this is me walking you through how to use the workbook. If you haven't bought the workbook and you want to take this and put it in action, you can buy the workbook for just $37. I'll drop the link in the section below. So hopefully that will help you. But let me start sharing my screen so we can get into this. This is going to be so easy. Okay. And then what I did over here was I switched into my personal Gmail. So that I don't have access to this. So for anyone who's already signed up for the Amplify Your Voice with AI workbook, this is the workbook. This is what you're going to see, and you're going to get the link to this over here and also which is titled My Voice Guidelines. Both of these are going to be Google Docs. It's so that you can very quickly and easily take it, copy it, and then make it your own. The way you're going to do that is you're going to probably want to say request edit access. Don't do that. I'm not going to give you editor access. But for both of these, you're going to come over here to the left-hand corner. You're going to hit file and you're going to, oh, I guess if I sign in, you can either download it or you can sign in. So let me just sign in really quickly. Oop, I forgot my password. Just going to cut this part out. So all right, so I just signed in. So what you would do if you have a Gmail account, if you don't, you're going to download it the way that popped up over here, or there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a copy, and you can call it whatever you want. And so that you just come through and you start typing in here. So you're going to see, it's very simple. It's the 6 sections. This is a little upfront, how to use the workbook, blah, blah, blah. And then, so what you're going to do is you're going to literally get prompted and you're going to start reading this and you're going to fill it in. So you'd be like, okay, so my 3 words are warm, professional, but, and you can like do as much as you want. Cheerleader, supportive, best friend. I put these in for just 3 to make it simple, but like the more you feed into this, the better. So you're going to go through here. What I would recommend is you kind of have both of these open. Let me make a copy of this as well. Make a copy. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. So here are now the copies. These are mine. These are editable, as opposed to the original one. So as you're doing it in here, you're going to see that it matches in here. So what you could do is you could either fill it out in here or fill it out in there, but you copy and you paste. And you're just going to go through. And as you go through this workbook, the actual workbook over here, and fill it in over there, you're going to get right now it's 6 pages, but like it will probably be more, like 8 to 10, some are 15 pages, which I don't say that to scare you. I say that to say that the more you put in there, the better it can act as you and write on your behalf, because we go into your tone, what you say, what you don't say, your decision-making skills, or sorry, how you make decisions, how you don't, what makes you special, your offers, all of that stuff. So it's going to get meaty, which is great because the more that it has to go off of, the more it can help. The reason that I did separate these 2 out is because this has a lot of description to you of like what you're doing, how you're doing it. This becomes, you just take this out, you copy and paste it. So once this is all filled out, you're going to come in and let's just go into ChatGPT really quickly. I don't know if it's going to be in here. Let me go into it another way really quickly. Let me go into my chat over here, ChatGPT. And you're going to say, let's say I filled this in. So what you would do then is you have this and you're going to say, you're going to take this out. So it says, it tells you what to do. And it says, remove this. And then here's the initial prompt you put in. And because I didn't fill this out, mine's gonna be like, hey, I have no idea what to say. Um, so we're gonna try this. So you would come in here, you would download, we could take all this out. You would have this all filled out. You would also have your examples of work that performed really well and why it performed well, and that would all be in there. So you would then download this. I'm going to download this now. That's just Microsoft Word. I already have the prompt in here. Let me come back to here. Oops, that's my Spotify. Hello. There we go. My prompt in here, I'm going to, now that I downloaded it, I'm going to say, there it is, copy the guidelines. And like I said, I didn't put anything in here, so it's not going to be very great. But what I am going to do, there's like some reasoning in here and some, like, if it's not understanding what you gave it and it needs more clarification so it can perform better, that's what this prompt does. So this is actually going to say, it's hopefully going to give me some questions back. When you do it, that was the chair, that was a weird noise. When you do it, it's going to have it filled in. So as you can see, all it was able to pull is the things that I actually put in here. I want to show you in my real one. Let me just pull it open really quickly. Book. This is what I have. So if I were to say, you know what, actually, this is mine, and I'll show you this really quickly. Sorry if this is confusing, but this is, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have all these things. We really get into it. And if I were to add this in and say, actually, sorry, here's my real brand guidelines. Guidelines. Let me move this out of the way. Please review. You should have everything, and write me an introductory LinkedIn post, Instagram post, and let's say personal one-on-one email, and a general hi, I'm Katie email. This keeps getting in the way. What else would I want to say about it? While sticking to, ignore the typos, we're not dealing with those right now. While sticking to each channels, this chair, gosh, guys, best practices, and my personal tone, vibe, etc. I don't want to sell anything. I just want to reintroduce myself after taking a hiatus, let's say, to go climb Mount Everest. Goal is to get back on people's radars and start having conversations. So maybe we can just ask if they've been up to anything fun or had any interesting things happen with the business while I was away traveling. You will never catch me climbing Mount Everest, but that's not the point of this. Let me come in here. Brand. Okay, here's my updated book. I'm going to say that. Ignore all the things. And the point that I want to show you is when you have an updated brand voice guidelines, which is what I now did, and you give it a clear, this is what I need you to do right now, we can see what we get back. So this now actually grounded in who I am, what I say, what I don't say, what I'm up to, who my clients are, who my target audience is, all of that stuff, as well as obviously speaking to Mount Everest. So we would just go through it, but honestly, this feels and sounds very much like me. What I do want to say is if you go through this and you're like, okay, wait, that doesn't sound like me. And you can actually start to say, like, which parts do sound like you, which parts don't sound like you. Like, I do want you to pay attention to this and refine as you do it. When you take this and then you would come back to your live document, which I believe is here, and we would say, you know what, actually, like, please include or never use whatever emojis. I never and like you would start detailing this out even more. It does require a little bit of upfront time to massage it, but once you get it right and you can test it by putting it into ChatGPT, once you do get it right, it really does feel like it's amplifying you. It's an extension of you. It's not making you sound like everyone else because it's truly grounded in you, your special sauce, what makes you unique. One thing that I do want to call out for this in particular is if you're on the free version of these programs, what you have in here, this is only going to be relevant to this one chat. There are ways to get around it. If you have the paid version of ChatGPT, you could do a custom GPT. If you have the paid version of Claude, we could create a project. I will be expanding and creating more videos separately on that. But for right now, I just want to show you this is how you use the workbook. This is how you implement the workbook. This is how you tweak it till you make it perfect so that you are able to just know that it's got you. It's creating what you need every single time, and you're just kind of validating it, putting it into your schedulers or sending it out, and you're good to go. So until next time, guys.